She was so upset, but she was able to stay focused enough to get her girlfriend to record all of this shit. She was focused enough and in her presence of mind and everything to be like, I gotta bring this boy in front of this teacher and make sure that the teacher sees that he's being held responsible for what he's doing. So she gets the boy in front of the teacher. She starts whipping on him with the goddamn belt or belts, because it might have been two, like I said. And, there's levels to this shit. There's levels to everything, you know what I mean? It's not always about what you do, but it's definitely always about how you do it. Now, are the lashes that the boy is getting landing on his butt or on his thighs? No, these shits is landing all over him. The head, the arms, the back, the chest, just completely, this woman completely fucking out of control. And everything that has come to pass, I'm sorry. You opened yourself up for this shit. You left yourself wide open. All of the folks out there that might be listening to my little tirade, diatribe, whatever you want to call it right now, you know what I mean, my episode. Y'all know, if y'all old enough and y'all remember when y'all acted up at school or something like that, some of y'all, hey man, no disrespect to your moms, but I'm gonna say it like it is. Some of y'all mamas was buck wild and shit like that, would start snapping on y'all in the middle of the street and in front of people and all of that. But I know that there's a whole lot of us that know that the real shit, the ill shit, was the mamas and the dads that'll be like, oh word, that's what they did? Oh, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? And your little ass went home from, you got home from school, and you got your little snack before while you did your homework and everything, and dinner, dessert, and all of that good stuff. Like, you had dinner and and your dessert and everything. You watched your little TV. You just, hey man, it's just a regular day for you, just like any other day. But then your mama got home or your daddy got home and it was like, come here, let me talk to you. You a kid, your mind has moved on. You ain't all focused on everything. And they'd be like, come here, let me talk to you. So what happened at school today? And then all of a sudden it all comes back to you and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach because you know that your mama or your daddy about to whip your motherfucking ass. But guess where that shit happened? At home, in your house. And hopefully, because I know that the ass whippings and the discipline and everything like that was necessary, but hopefully you didn't have the type of parents that was doing things like getting fucking extension cords and train tracks and slippers and brush handles and all of that type of shit to whip you. But, but hopefully, it was either you going over the knee and getting that bare hand to your motherfucking bare buttocks, or there was a belt or something like that. And that belt was landing on your thighs and on your butt. You know what I mean? That's the rational way for the way that shit is supposed to happen. Pardon me. But this lady, she fucking loses it and decides to go ham right there on the fucking school grounds. Okay? So, as I understand what's been the aftermath, she brought it on herself. I'm not saying that she didn't have the right intentions, but you went about it completely the wrong fucking way. Now you're in the world of shit. I believe I was reading that the state of the county child protective services, they done taken all of the kids out of her possession. Which, while something like this is being investigated, I mean, it should happen. Because if she's doing him like that in public in school, who knows what the fuck she's doing to them kids at home? And the safety of these children is more important than anything that any of us have going on as adults. But let's pivot real quick. What about those motherfucking teachers? This teacher that's so concerned Because, there's a lot of kids that act out in school every day. And there's a lot of teachers, too many teachers that don't give enough of a fuck to contact the teacher's parent to contact the child's parent and let the parent know what's going on with their child. There ain't enough of them. But you so concerned to contact this woman about how her child is acting out, but then you let this fucking broad go crazy, and you just stand back like, oh my goodness. Well, shit, I don't even know, to be honest with you, I don't even know if the woman was standing back like, oh my goodness, but I know this shit. I didn't see her making no fucking attempt to calm that woman down to stop her from doing what she was doing. Maybe I need to watch the video again, but I ain't see it. Again, when she's walking through that school looking for that boy, or dragging him to the point where he ain't even walking on his own 2 feet and legs and shit like that, I ain't seen none of them teachers like, hey, what's going on? Calm down, pause, time out, foul ball, take a breath for a second, sister. Don't do this here. Don't do this at all. I didn't see none of that shit. But now, your kids are in the system. Depending on how this investigation comes out, you might have a motherfucking legal case, all because you lost control of your emotions. Now, I'm using this just as an example. There's a lot of different ways that people can, in a lot of different situations where people, their emotions overpower them. But the point is that we can't allow that to happen. And that's going to let me pivot right here. Just give me 1 second, get myself together. Yeah, that's going to let me pivot right here. And the pivot that I want to take is going to be towards my brown people. All right, y'all have, and hey man, me too, for a long, long time. It took me over 40 years to get to where I am mentally. So, I can't knock you, but I got to tell it like it is. I got to speak on it. My brown people, you allowed these folks who, once upon a time, hundreds of years ago, took us into captivity. You allowed these people to label you as black. Okay? You are not black. I know if you're listening and you look around right now, look at something that is the color black, whether it's your sweater, whether it's your phone, the casing around your television set or whatever, your pillowcase. That is black. Okay? Look at your skin. Your skin is brown. So if you are going to let people classify you by the color of your skin, make them do it correctly. Okay? So I just wanted to frame that really quickly, because as I do this show, you're going to hear me referring to brown people all the time. And I just don't want nobody scratching their head like, what the fuck is this dude talking about, brown people? Motherfucker, I'm black. Well, that's what I'm talking about. And motherfucker, you ain't black. All right. I plan on doing an episode. I'm trying to get some good knowledgeable brothers together with me that can, speak upon this and illuminate this topic a little better. But, black, white, all of that racial shit, that's code of color law. When we became a commodity for Europeans, that term black was codified in this nation and in other parts of the world to denote a legal status for us. To denote a legal status. To put us legally and therefore socially and financially into a status that was to be lesser to their status of white. Think about it like this. Think about like when you get a credit card or something like that. The credit card company considers you to be a platinum customer, which means that you're at like an elevated level. Well, that's what it means for Europeans and European descendants to be called white. Okay? And you being called black basically means that, like, you you got the bottom tier credit. You dig? You get like you get the card that starts off with the fucking $250 credit line. That's what it means for you to be called black, particularly here in this country. All right, so brown people, my brown brothers and sisters, as relates to emotion, as relates to our current position in the world and in the country of America, we're allowing our emotions to get out of control, to completely distort our worldview and our feelings on things. We have basically become just like what we say that we can't stand, just like what we say that we hate. Basically, the hate that they gave has planted, has germinated, and been nurtured into the hearts of brown people. The same types of discrimination, the same types of bigotry. I'm seeing my brown folks, I'm seeing and I'm hearing my brown folks. We starting to sound like them. Now, as relates to this situation with that mother and her son, of course, like I said, shit has been all over social media. This person reacting on YouTube to it, this person reacting to it on YouTube, this person posting it. What's everybody's thoughts and opinions? About 2 days ago, I'm on Facebook, I'm scrolling, and some shit comes up on my timeline that blows me away, man. Blows me the fuck away. So, this brother, I can't remember his name. Even if I could remember his name, I'm not going to say his name and put him out there like that, because my goal is to try to reach people. I don't want people sticking their finger in their ear because I have offended them. If you get offended just by hearing the truth, hey, that can't be helped. But I'm not going to try to call you out in the middle of the carpet by your first name and put you on blast and shit, because what I was hoping was that for knowledge to be born inside of your cipher, that's not going to happen. So this brother puts it up there. He wants to start a GoFundMe page for this mother down there in Texas. No, excuse me, my bad. I'm mixing up stories now, because so many different wild, crazy stories be popping up on the fucking internet. I'm mixing up stories. He wants to start a GoFundMe page for this other sister. This was the substitute. I'm speaking about the substitute teacher. Tiffany Langford is her name, 32-year-old substitute teacher. And an incident that she had with depending on the news outlet, 15 or 16-year-old student, either way, a high school kid out at Lehman High School in Kyler, Texas. So, basically, as the news story is saying, is that basically this was like some foreign language class. All of the students in the class basically say that Miss Langford was basically, being very hostile to the kids in the class. She was speaking to this one student, the 15 or 16-year-old she had the incident with, speaking to her using, like inappropriate language, cursing at her and stuff like that, right? So the kid, like most teenagers, especially when they're talking to somebody that they don't consider to be their parent or somebody that should really have any authority over them, and that's not correct, but that's a different issue right now. Don't talk to me like that. The exchange starts to go back and forth and get heated. Apparently, in some reports, they're saying that the student used the N-word. Now I don't know if this was nigga like slang, or she was calling her nigger, in the full-blown racist sense of use of the word or whatever. Apparently that was used. I did see a video of the interaction where the substitute teacher, Miss Langford, she's basically all up in the student's personal space,